Welcome to another edition of Straight Shooting Sports Talk, and I'm your host, Dujunnea Bland. Today, we're talking a little drag racing. NHRA from Heartland Park, Topeka, Kansas, and what a race it was. I mean, finally, even though Mother Nature threatened us a bit, the guys at the NHRA, the officials there, were able to get those cars turned around quickly so she wouldn't affect Sunday eliminations. And boy, we had some great eliminations. How about that Leah Pruitt? Surprising everybody, shocking, and beating Antron Brown, making it, going a few rounds there, even though she grenaded a motor, she looked really good. And that's why she makes my top 5. But what an incredible race. I feel sorry for Shane Gray. Looks like a lot of the pro stock guys this weekend during qualifying were battling the conditions. I mean, track temp wasn't, outrageously high. Temps were high, and then the water grains were just ferocious, and really threw a lot of teams back and forth with their times during qualifying. They weren't the best. It's not something, the times weren't what we saw last week or the week before, that's for sure. But there's a couple of guys that were able to squeak out some 60s, some high 60s, and we know who those guys are. And those guys were some of the guys who were able to win this weekend. A big congratulations to Johnny Gray with DSR. Again, you can call him old if you want to, but he's hitting them out the park. What's that? That's two? That's 2 races back to back? Guy he said he needed a silver Wally for his collection. He gets that silver Wally. Congratulations, Johnny Gray. Great weekend for them. I'd like to also say Robert Height. Look at that guy. Finally making an appearance and coming back. They're getting it together. Making it to that semifinal. Of course, most people know that I'm a JFR fan. Would like to see him win, but you know what? I like Johnny Gray too. Really good guy. He deserves to win. Now, we look at my top 5 going into Englishtown, which will be 2 weeks from now. We look at top fuel, stays the same. That Alanabi car is on a roll. And boy, I love it when they beat Tony Schumacher. And Alan Johnson does it again this weekend. They get the win. Sean Langdon stays at the top of my board, followed by Tony Schumacher, Antron Brown, Spencer Massey, and yes, in the 5th spot, it's Leah Pruitt. I know some people may not agree with it, but you have to give her some credit where credit is due. They came out and really hit some home runs this weekend. Were very consistent in qualifying, and it showed up in eliminations. We look at Funny Car. My 5 in the power rankings there. I'm going to move Cruz on down. And we're going to put Johnny Gray at the number 1 spot, followed by Robert Height, Ron Capps, Jack Beckman, and yes, the Cruiser is in the 5th spot. Pro Stock, Jed Coughlin, what can you say? Finally getting a win. He's been so close these last few weekends, finally getting a win, followed by Alan Johnson, Vincent Nobile. How about that? The guy's coming back. He had a bracket car this weekend. Just missed. But it's nice to see Vincent looking good again. Shane Gray in the 4th spot, and Mike Edwards rounding out the top 5 of power rankings. And of course, Pro Stock Motorcycle will stay the same. Reason being, they didn't race. Well, we're on to Englishtown, guys. Historical drag strip. It's going to be some great racing out there. We know it's fast track. Very, very good facility. If you've ever been there, you know that. If you haven't been there, please check it out. I mean, it's one of the best historical tracks on the circuit, and you won't be disappointed. Well, thanks again for tuning in to another episode of Straight Shooting Sports Talk. Again, if you have something you want us to talk about, is there some topic or something that you want to hear our take on this show, shoot us an email to straightshootingst@gmail.com. And before I go, I have one gripe. Why is it that we have an individual, Erica Ender Stevens, that is fighting to keep sponsorship? You know, it's kind of annoying to me. There's a lot of drivers that don't show up a lot. Some of them not very consistent. And this person's very consistent. If you're a sponsor or would like to sponsor a car, please sponsor her car. Give her a full sponsorship. I understand she has a full sponsorship on this car now. I don't know how many races it's going to carry on, but hopefully that will stick. But this annoys me. There's no reason why top 5, top 10 drivers should be fighting for sponsorship. And yes, that includes Tony Pedregon. Guy's in the top 10 all the time, and he's fighting for sponsorship. Garbage. Step your game up, guys. Step your game up. Again, we thank you, and thanks for watching another edition of Straight Shooting Sports Talk.